Hi guys, today's video is a short video called You plus Me equals we. And I thought it would be good to kind of talk about what that means and really how in a relationship we need to honor our individual selves as well as the relationship. And how do we do that? A lot of times what I hear about in therapy is that, we've grown apart or we've grown distant, we don't communicate, or, I feel lost, or we go through this kind of like identity crisis of who am I now, or where is our relationship? What happened to our relationship? And so, what I like to talk about is how couples come together and really honor their individual selves as well as the relationship. Because we have to do both. It takes, I tell couples it's both and. We need to take time and honor ourselves as well as we need to take time and honor and nurture the relationship. We can't do one or the other, it has to be both. And so, in what ways can we do that? What I talk about is each couple is unique, and in that uniqueness, you really develop a plan for what makes your relationship work. What is the balance that the both of you really want to work out in terms of individual time and togetherness time? And what does that look like? And how are we honoring the relationship and committing to the relationship even in that individual space, and how are we honoring our individual self in our relationship space? So what's that even mean? What I talk about is in our individual time, it really is important to say, how am I taking care of myself and refueling and re-energizing so I can be full and present and strong in the relationship? And in our relationship, how are we honoring the needs of the other as well as our own to really make it a healthy relationship? And, we don't give up all parts of who we are and try and change all parts of who we are just to stay in a relationship. It is when you first meet and fall in love, you're falling in love with the person. And Esther Perel, she talks about the sense of aliveness. When two people come together at the beginning, it's they're kind of attracted to that individual self and the things that person is doing to make them feel alive. And sometimes when we've been in the relationship for a long time, we give up parts of ourselves just to try and stay in the relationship. And we just want to be careful and cautious because we can't give up all parts of who we are just to stay in the relationship. And we need to create a sense of aliveness to continue to, in our own selves, to create aliveness in the relationship as well. And, it is really that coming together and celebrating the relationship and really remembering that understanding is a key component in the relationship. So Dr. Gottman talks about creating rituals of connection. So when we're together, how are we creating rituals of connection so we can really honor the relationship and honor the needs of each individual and what they need in order to make the relationship work for them and create a healthy relationship. Understanding, as Dr. Gottman has said, is a key component in what makes the relationship work. So if you remember from the Sound Relationship House video, in the shared meaning system, understanding, the shared meaning system and the bottom level, the love maps, it's a feedback loop because within it, we're constantly staying connected, not only with rituals, but also with asking questions to create space for understanding. And in our shared meaning system roles, how we see ourselves in the world is important to communicate that to our partner. Because if the more intimately our partner understands us, the better we are, or the more willing we are to find compromise and really create empathy towards each other. And so that's, again, it's you plus me equals we. And or do a better heart there. Anyways, so I think, when we take time to nurture ourselves, and I know I've said it a few times, but the importance of when we're doing our individual stuff, we're doing things that help cultivate aliveness in ourselves, that refuel and re-energize who we are, and we bring that back into the relationship. And this is important because we've got to be our best self and our healthiest self, and we bring that to the relationship, which makes the relationship healthy. If I'm not taking care of myself, if I'm feeling like I'm not honoring parts of who I am, or I have to close off, or I compromise on my beliefs and values, then that's not going to be a healthy relationship. In a relationship, we are in it because we want for love and for many different reasons, but part of what makes it healthy is that we are willing to grow together. Even if we grow at different times, we're still growing and we're evolving together. So I think that is really important to remember too. And, when we give up parts of who we are, we close off, and then the relationship closes. Part of being in a relationship is being open and honest and vulnerable. Vulnerability is courageous and strong, and it's putting yourself out there, showing up and being seen in a relationship. If I close off, then I'm not really showing up as who I am. And that's my individual self. And then the relationship is an entity in and of itself. What do we want our relationship to look like? What makes up a healthy relationship? How do we nurture, or, those rituals? How do we celebrate our relationship, and what makes it unique and special? And again, like I said earlier, that's unique to the couple. And so how do we find that balance, or what's the percentage of independence and togetherness? So when I say you plus me equals we, what that is meaning is, what's our balance of independence and togetherness? What makes our relationship unique in and of itself? How do we honor our own individual needs as well as the relationship needs? So in our individual selves, it's what am I doing to take care of myself, and how am I refueling and re-energizing myself and still honoring the relationship at the same time, as well as how do we take care and nurture and create those rituals that really honor the relationship, and ask questions like, what do we want our relationship to look like, and how are we able to do that? So you plus me equals we. What's that balance of independence and togetherness? All right, guys, hope you have a beautiful day. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for weekly updates all about relationships. Have a great day.